Alright, welcome back to Find My Wings. This is Jesse. Today I want to review the present that I bought for my 2-year anniversary with Ganador here behind me, which is my 2016 Scion FR-S. So let's get into it. Okay, so if you haven't seen my video on the SuperTrapp WaveTech muffler that's on my car, check it out right up here. But if you have, you might know how these work. Now SuperTrapp does not necessarily make mufflers for cars these days. They primarily focus on motorbikes and trucks. Now, they briefly in the 90s and early 2000s had a WaveTech line for tuner cars, as they said, so 4 and 6 cylinder tuner cars. Now, basically what it is, let's actually get a piece of paper and show you exactly how this works. Alright, so let's start with just how this really works. So we have our exhaust with air coming this way. Now, the SuperTrapp muffler goes right on here. And mine is kind of shaped like this. And so you have still air coming this way, and there's a channel inside of it. Now what happens is essentially at the end, you have a hard cap. So let's make that this super thick line. So that means if there's a chamber that goes all the way here, it's going to hit a hard cap. It's not actually going to come out. All of this is really just a little bit of metal and baffling up here. It's not necessarily exposed like a normal muffler, but I'll show you inside of the muffler and see how it actually works. But this is basically just an empty chamber at the end of the day inside of it. And so you have all this air and you have a hard cap. Now what happens is each of these discs, I'll try to draw it on the side here, actually has kind of like holes in it basically. Not exactly like this, but it's bent just so it lets a little bit of air out with each disc. And so as you pile these discs on top of each other, you get more and more holes. And so the air with just one is trying to get out maybe just like 8 holes. If with 2, it's now trying to get out of 16 holes, etc., 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 the more plates that you add. So the plates actually go in line. So you get a plate like this, and they all screw together. A few lines here. And so you can see now that it doesn't hit this hard cap anymore. The air is actually coming out of each one of these. So now this allows you to control both the sound and the overall volume of the exhaust by essentially adding these plates to have more holes for it to escape, or taking these plates away. So just as an example, if we have So as an example, this is the normal amount of plates that it comes with, 12 plates. And so you have this many holes. Now if you were to take half of them out and go down to 6 plates, you're going to have half as many openings for the air to come out. You can think of each plate as an opening. And then if you add 6 plates, like I'm going to do, you're going to have now 18 holes that you're going to be allowing air to come out of. That means that the air is going to flow more smoothly. If it can't find a way to get out of one of these, it can still keep trying to find a way to get out of one of these later plates here. And so you'll probably see that these plates might look like they're burning a little bit more rich, and these ones a little bit more lean, just because of where everything's trying to get out of first. So if you want to go this way, you're going to get quieter. And you're going to get lower airflow. And if you're going to go this way, you're going to get louder and increased airflow. And what does increased airflow do? It allows you to have more power. It doesn't generate you more power, but it allows you to have more power by allowing all the air that's combusting in the car and coming down the exhaust to escape properly and efficiently. So, plus HP, minus HP. So this is basically how SuperTrapp exhaust works. So now, we have 6 more plates. So we have 12, we're going to have 6, so we're going to go from this to this on my car. Now, this is cool, but it does restrict it, so I'm not really in favor of going this way because you're forcibly restricting the motor. I might do it for a test video one day. Hit me up in the comments if you think I should make this video, but for now, we're just going to compare this, which I already have all of the sound clips for, to this. So, let's actually get this open and see what we got. Might make a little bit more sense once this is actually open. Okay, so here's our plates. Now, it's going to be hard to see, but I'm trying to do this in the sun, that there is space between these plates. So now each plate essentially has a lowered little bolt hole here, so it creates a little bit of space between it and the next one. And then it just has this baffle ring in the middle. And so the air is going to be flowing through here, and then it's going to try to escape between the discs out here, which is supposed to be pretty efficient based on how the discs are shaped themselves. So it's actually encouraging it to go this way. And so here's 6 discs. All we have to do is take off all the discs in the cap, add these somewhere in the mix, and we should be louder, potentially more power depending on how the car takes it, and either way the airflow is going to be better. So let's get to that. Okay, so if we actually look here, you can see that we just have 6 4mm Allen key sizes. So you can either use an Allen key like this, or you can use a hardware extension piece like this to get these off. So I'm going to use this just because it's a lot easier to try to get all these off. These are pretty long threads that are on here. Now, ultimately, these cars are kind of a goldy brown when the cars are running nicely. I think the car is running a little bit rich right now, as you can see. So we will get this cleaned up right at the end of the video and show you what this really looks like. Alright, this might be an actually good time to clean up my muffler. So, I'm going to use some of this heavy metal polish. I'm not going to do it completely correct, but I've done it before and it seems to work perfectly fine doing it with just a paper towel first and taking it off with a microfiber. So, let's get this guy cleaned up. Okay, so now you can see how this really works. So you can see that we do have an exhaust and we do have some muffler characteristics here. So there are baffles in here, so it is muffling a bit. But this stack you can see that came off of the car has a solid cap on the end. So if you just have a solid cap, you have a sealed exhaust and you'll kill your car. So each of these caps, you can see the dirty ones on here, it's escaping between them, as you can see by how dirty it is. So I'm actually going to clean these caps up while I'm sitting here, might as well. And then we'll put these on, and we'll see how it sounds. Okay, so now we have all of our old discs somewhat cleaned up. You know, you're only going to get them so clean here with being a piece of the exhaust system. But we're basically done, so we can rethread these. I'm going to put a little bit of grease on them. Nothing too serious, just a little bit of dielectric grease because it's what I have laying around. We'll put it all back together. We're going to take these plates, essentially just add them to the stack here. Okay, so we're cleaned up and ready to go. This is all put back together, and so now we're just going to be adding this group on top of them here. So here you go. We now have 18 discs instead of 12. So this should make the car about 50% better airflow and potentially a bit louder too. I don't think it's going to get crazy loud with this on here. We tested it without any discs and it was like 93 decibels, so I think it'll still be in that quiet kind of range. But let's put it back on and see what we can see. Alright, so after quite a bit of driving, as you can hopefully see here by how credit up this muffler's been getting, I absolutely love it. I think this SuperTrapp muffler was a very cool and interesting call to put on this car. It's not something you're going to see on the street. It's not something you're going to see on a parts store shelf. It's unique, it's somewhat rare, and it's really cool. At 12 plates, it made the car just really nice. 88 decibels, wasn't droning, anything like that. At 18 plates, I'd say that the car is not droning either. It sounds just awesome to me. It sounds like the air is just more free-flowing. You feel like the car's got a little bit more pep in its step, and at the end of the day, it's just nice to be able to know that I can add or subtract whenever I want. And so if we're going to be doing something quiet, we could take off disc, put up the back seat, and a couple other things, and the car will be nice and quiet. But if we want, we can get it as free-flowing as it needs to be. I doubt we'd see much if we added another 6 plates. I bet it would sound almost identical to how it sounds now. I think it's flowing pretty nicely. Thank you very much for watching. This is cool, this is unique, but we have lots of other videos coming. I'm going to be going on a regular schedule of every other week on a Sunday, so check back here. Thank you for all the likes, comments, subscriptions. Please share this. Please let me know what you think. Please let me know what other videos I should shoot with a sound comparison of 18 plates versus 12, or anything else that I should do with the SuperTrapp muffler. So, thank you very much. This is Jesse. This is Founding Wings. Hope you're happy and healthy out there. See you back soon.